But just take a look at this.
Alright, I'm gonna bust out some of my final thoughts on Mute House here in a kind of biz casual Friday sort of way. It's a game that is hard to put my finger on what makes it great. It is great. It's if you love survival horror and you were in high school in anywhere between 1994 and the year 2000, and you love survival horror and you understand the genre, and you're not some 28-year-old YouTuber that thinks survival horror was invented with Resident Evil 4, then you get this game. You're gonna love it. It is everything that was good about survival horror. In my previous video, I talked about how it does import a little bit of the tedium, mostly in the problems with item management and how there's just way too much of running back and forth. But I did find, to amend that statement, there is a suitcase you can find that expands your inventory and makes it a little more bearable. Unfortunately, I would argue it's way too well hidden for the sake of a layperson playing this game. My only other complaint about the game is just that you have to have tempered expectations. Don't go in expecting this to be a super in-depth dive back to something like Code Veronica or the like. The boss fights are pretty shallow. If you can kind of overlook that, it's a pretty awesome game. I mean, two of the boss fights are literally run around in a square until you win. And the first one, you don't even have to shoot. Anyways, you get the joke. It's not the most in-depth, intricate survival horror experience that ever was, but you can tell that these developers really appreciated the genre for its roots and brought a product to the modern day that really accentuated that. This is evidenced by the fact that they use the old flaming lantern gag from Alone in the Dark 1992 to end the game. Good nostalgia aside, this game has its own identity. You get, of course, shades of the first Resident Evil game throughout, but there are a lot of great moments. If you don't go in expecting this huge Bessatari of monsters to be tossed at you, and you have tempered expectations, you get your standard real Living Dead zombies. You get the, for lack of a better word, kind of like the librarian from Metro monster that you have to carefully sneak around or use the Mega Bomb item on. And that provides a lot of tense moments in its delivery. And you get some of the larger kind of Hulk zombies and the 4 boss fights. So that's really it. It's only a Bessatari of about 3 enemies and 3 different boss fights. 4 if you count this last little sequence, but it's very much just kind of stand your ground and empty your ammo into this dude. But still, it understood the assignment, and that's more than I can say about a lot of these new survival horror games that come out and just kind of have become bullet storms. If you really appreciate the genre, if you appreciate what tank horror was, I think this game is an awesome blend. I don't think it's so tanky and so hard and so just janked and fixed cameras that it's unaccessible either. I think it's a nice balance. I think a newcomer coming into this genre can kind of pick up this game and enjoy it for what it is. I highly recommend Mute House, especially if you're a hardcore survival horror fan like myself. All right, so if you want to see more survival horror, do the thumbs up, do the subscribe, hit the bell, do whatever you gotta do. Also, hit me up in the comments if there's a game you want to see me cover. I am pretty open to suggestions at this juncture. If you watched this far, I thank you wholeheartedly. Everybody have a wonderful week.
Whoa! This hall is dangerous!